Have you ever considered how large, sprawling organizations manage to navigate immense complexity, especially, when things are changing so fast?
Mm-hmm. It's a real challenge.
For those of you familiar with enterprise architecture, well, traditionally it's been about creating these big blueprints, right? IT, business capabilities.
Right. Comprehensive maps.
But they can feel outdated almost instantly.
Yeah.
So today we're diving deep into something pretty radical. How AI agents and digital twin technology aren't just tweaking things.
Mm-hmm.
They're fundamentally rewriting the rules of enterprise architecture, especially governance.
That's the key word, governance.
Exactly. So our mission here is to unpack what this actually means, the power of these technologies, how big companies might operate very soon.
It's a big shift coming.
We're drawing a lot from a really interesting CIO article, Rewriting the Rules of Enterprise Architecture with AI Agents.
Yeah, what's really foundational, I think, is how advanced AI is meeting something so core, like enterprise architecture.
Yeah.
It's pushing us way beyond the old methods, the rigid ones, towards governance that's continuous, adaptive, even proactive.
Proactive governance.
Think of this chat as maybe a shortcut, understanding a really crucial future trend. It's going to redefine how businesses manage risk and operations. Big time.
Now, you might think this kind of autonomous governance is pure sci-fi, right?
Yeah.
Decades away.
Seems like it, maybe.
But the seeds were actually planted, well, decades ago, and in a pretty unexpected place.
Oh, yeah.
The RAND Corporation.
Yeah.
Late 70s, 80s, they developed these computer-supported wargaming systems.
Wargaming. Okay.
Yeah, and not just simple simulations. They used automated agents,
Yeah.
there's that word again, to simulate how superpowers, even other countries, would make decisions.
Wow. Simulating decision-making back then.
Exactly. It allowed for, repeated, rigorous analysis of really complex scenarios. Humans didn't have to run every single iteration.
That's powerful.
And the scope, the realism, including operational constraints, potential mistakes, it really shaped nuclear defense planning for years, decades, actually.
That's incredible. And if you connect the dots, okay, obviously enterprise risk isn't Cold War nuclear risk.
Right, different stakes entirely.
But the basic idea, the conceptual playbook, as the source calls it, it's fundamentally the same.
How so?
An agent just literally acts for someone else,
Yeah.
right? A proxy. So that RAND example, it just perfectly shows the power of simulation, of autonomous agents in managing really complex, high-risk situations.
So it proves the concept works, even for critical stuff.
Exactly. Automated decision-making isn't brand new. It's got a history, a proven one.
That parallel is really striking. So if agents worked for geopolitical risk, what makes an AI agentic today? In a business context, what are those defining characteristics?
Okay, yeah. There are basically 5 key things that make an AI truly agentic. 5.
Okay.
First, autonomy. They operate autonomously or semi-autonomously,
Right.
making decisions, taking actions without someone constantly looking over their shoulder.
Less direct human control.
Right. Second, goal orientation. They have specific objectives. They adapt their strategies as things change. They learn using memory, adaptation, reinforcement learning.
So they're trying to achieve something specific.
Third, context awareness. This is crucial. They perceive and interpret what's going on around them, using real-time data, storing what they learn from experience.
They understand their environment.
Precisely. Fourth, learning and adaptation. They get better over time. Feedback loops, memory, reinforcement, they improve performance continuously.
They evolve.
And finally, fifth, collaboration. They don't just work in isolation. They interact with humans, other agents, different systems, sharing knowledge, coordinating actions. It's like a network.
A network of intelligence. That autonomy piece, though, that feels like a really big jump for enterprises.
It is.
So enterprise architects, are they moving from drawing static maps to, I don't know, sculpting a living system?
Right.
How do they become guardians of AI agents if these things are acting on their own?
That's a great way to put it, sculpting a living system. Eva Jaden from Maya, she heads up AI there, describes this new role as really strategic.
Strategic how?
Well, by mapping out all the IT systems, the processes, the business capabilities, architects figure out where AI fits, where it creates value, how it lines up with the big goals.
So they're the master planners for the agents.
Kind of, yeah. They decide where to deploy these intelligent agents, what guardrails are needed, like you could deploy them as digital co-architects helping design systems,
Okay.
or process optimizers smoothing out workflows, compliance monitors enforcing rules proactively, even scenario planners modeling what-ifs.
So architects aren't just documenting anymore, they're actively shaping this intelligent enterprise.
Exactly, shaping a responsive, intelligent operation.
Okay, we've got the pieces. Agentic AI, the architect's new role.
Mm.
But why is this connection so critical for governance, specifically right now? What's broken of the old way?
Yeah, that's the crux of it. The traditional model, static frameworks, manual reviews, checking things periodically, fixed policies.
The way it's usually done.
It's just increasingly inadequate. That's the phrase used.
Yeah.
It can't keep up with how fast businesses move today. It's too slow, too reactive.
Okay.
Agentic AI, though, it brings in this new composability model for governance.
Composability, what's that mean here?
It means governance isn't one big rigid thing anymore. It's like intelligent Lego bricks,
Yeah.
modular components that can assemble and reconfigure themselves based on what's needed right now.
Ah, okay. Dynamic.
Totally. It makes governance continuous, adaptive, and proactive. Gartner actually predicts, get this, 55% of EA teams will act as coordinators of autonomous governance automation by 2028.
55%, that's huge. Coordinators, not doers.
Right. Their focus shifts. It becomes more about model curation and certification, agent simulations and oversight, and aligning business outcomes with this machine-led governance. It's a real power shift.
Wow, okay. So if traditional governance is too slow, agents offer this dynamic fix.
Yeah.
Where do digital twins fit in? We hear about them, like for factories and stuff. How do they apply here? How do they get to this point?
Good question. So a digital twin, basically, is a dynamic, virtualized implementation of something real. An asset, a process, a whole system. And it's continuously updated with real-world data.
Dynamic and continuously updated. That sounds different from just a simulation.
It is. The term came from Dr. Michael Greaves back in 2002, mostly for product lifecycle stuff. But yeah, they started industrial, now they're exploding everywhere. McKinsey thinks the market will grow 60% annually, hitting maybe $73.5 billion by 2027.
60% growth. That's massive.
It is. And the key thing is that continuous feedback loop. They mirror what's happening in the real world in real time. That's the game changer.
That real-time feedback. Okay, I can see the value. So beyond just mirroring, what can organizations actually do with these digital twins? What are the benefits?
Well, they offer some really powerful capabilities. First, you can test scenarios without real-world risk.
Like a sandbox.
Exactly. Simulate changes, new processes, system updates safely, saves money, reduces risk before you go live. Second, they help optimize operations. By using that live data feed, you spot inefficiencies, predict when maintenance is needed, forecast outcomes, leads to real cost savings, better performance.
Makes sense.
And third, they seriously enhance scenario planning. Architects, strategists, they can simulate big decisions, new regulations, disruptions like supply chain problems.
That's how they happen.
Imagine a bank simulating new compliance rules to see the impact, or a manufacturer modeling supply chain breaks to build resilience. You can test your responses.
Okay, that's incredibly powerful. So, the big question then, what happens when you marry these two? Agentic AI and digital twins. What does that unlock?
Right. This convergence, it really is the new frontier. You get these autonomous, context-aware agents that can reason, plan, and act inside these rich virtual environments.
Agents living in the digital twin.
In a way, yes. They use that constant real-time data from the twin to perceive and interpret their environment. They're always monitoring changes, anomalies, risks, like an intelligent nervous system for the organization. Then they can make autonomous decisions. Self-regulating, enforcing policies within the rules you set, without needing constant human checks.
Okay.
And crucially, they learn and adapt. They refine their strategies based on feedback, on the evolving data. So governance stays effective, optimized, even as things change. It's about creating like a self-aware, self-managing enterprise.
A self-aware, self-managing enterprise. That's quite a vision. So thinking about you, the listener,
Yeah.
what are the practical steps? What's the new playbook for companies wanting to actually do this?
Yeah, the source gives 4 key recommendations. Pretty practical stuff.
Okay, what are they?
First, integrate simulation labs, basically, your digital twins with enterprise architecture. Make them foundational for real-time analysis, fed by live operational data.
Got it. Integrate twins and EA.
Second, and this is critical, define clear governance boundaries for the agents. Ethics, legal rules, operational limits. You need human oversight built in, points where humans can step in.
Set the rules of the road. with human checks.
Yes. Exactly. Third, invest heavily in data quality and integration. This is non-negotiable. High-quality, accessible data is the fuel for both twins and agents. Garbage in, garbage out, right?
Yeah. Data is foundational.
And finally, fourth, monitor, audit, and refine. You need tools to track what the agents decide, keep logs, and support continuous improvement of this whole machine-led governance system.
Monitor and improve constantly.
Okay.
So let's recap the big idea. We're talking about a huge shift, right? Toward governance that's continuous, proactive.
Not just reactive.
And it's not just tweaking things. It's a fundamental rewriting of the rules for how companies manage operations, manage risk.
Yeah.
All driven by marrying agentic AI and digital twins.
That's the core of it. And it really leads to a big question for you, the listener, to think about.
Oh, wow.
How might this shift, towards agent-based AI models becoming the heir apparent, the dominant way to do governance?
Yeah.
How might that impact not just IT, but decision-making itself, human roles, across the whole organization?
Yeah. What new skills, what mindsets become really valuable when the enterprise itself becomes more autonomous?
Exactly. What does it mean for us?
Definitely something to think about. How these concepts might apply in your own world. Keep digging into it. Until next time, keep deep diving.